Okay, scope of linguistics. Hmm? Uh, After having discussed uh, the definition and nature of linguistics, the question that arises immediately now is what areas and what aspects of language study is the linguists interested in. Broadly, language is the expression of human thought, and all thought is expressed through language. Whatever you think, how do you express yourself? You express yourself through language. You have so many ideas, you have so many thoughts in your mind, and how do you express those thoughts, those ideas? Through language. So language is the expression of human thought, and all thought is expressed through language. Hence, I must say, all knowledge of the universe, may fall within linguistics. However, this would make the scope of linguistics appear a complexness if I say that everything comes into linguistics. Yes, it does. It does, but this makes the scope of linguistics appear a complexness. Yeah, not very organized. And linguistics, being a science, has got to be a systematic discipline. We have discussed that linguistics is a science, it's a scientific study of language. Since it is a scientific study of language, so it has got to be a systematic discipline, right? So, the question, what kind of behavior does a linguist want to investigate? What kind of behavior does the linguist want to investigate? Or what is the scope of linguistics? What is the scope of linguistics? Now, this needs to be answered. A linguistic has to study and describe language, which is an enormously complex phenomenon. Now, language is a complex phenomenon because like linguistics is not concerned with any particular language. It talks about languages in general, all the languages, and this is not feasible for a linguist to study all those languages, or say describe and analyze all those languages. So what does he do? He does his study or bases his study on the chosen fields. So a linguist has to study and describe language, which is enormously complex phenomena. He therefore concentrates at one time on any one of the many different, many different, though interrelated aspects of his subject matter. His subject matter, broadly speaking, is the data of language, the facts of language as it is spoken and written. Now, the speech and, say, written form of a language is something very important. What are we talking about? The scope of linguistics is very vast, very wide. So this is not feasible, this is not convenient, and this is not possible for any human being, who has got limited capabilities to work on all those areas of linguistics or language. So what does he do? He works on a particular area at a given time, a given point of time. And the domain of linguistics, covers a wide range of topics, and its boundaries are difficult to define. It's very vast. It's very difficult to define what topics are being covered there in linguistics. The range of topics and its boundaries are difficult to define. In the center is phonetics. Phonetics is the core. Phonetics is the core. So, which is the most important area, the most important domain, the most important subfield? Phonetics, as I told you. So, in the center is phonetics, the study of human speech sounds. What is it? Phonetics is the study of human speech sounds in general, and phonology is in particular of speech sounds. of a particular language. So a phonetician is concerned with the actual speech sounds, the raw material out of which language is made. How is language made? Language is based on those 44 symbols. Okay, those 44 symbols or those 44 phonemes, IPS symbols, they cover the entire languages. Entire languages can be analyzed as far as pronunciation is concerned. They can be transcribed through those symbols. All the words, all the utterances can be transcribed through those 44 phonemic symbols. So a phonetician is concerned with the actual physical sounds, the raw material out of which language is made. He studies the position of the tongue, teeth, and vocal cords during the production of sounds, and records and analyzes sound waves. See, again, I would just go back to this picture. This is a picture depicting organs of speech, and this is something very important for a phonetician to understand, and he works on it. He tells you like what sounds are produced through oral tract and what are produced through the nasal tract. This is what. So the domain, as far as domain is concerned, domain or subfield is one and the same thing. The scope of linguistics. Under that domain, you have all those six fields that we were talking about. What were they? Phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. All those would cover under the domain. So I was talking about phonetician is concerned with the production of speech sounds. How sounds are produced. He studies, say, the position of the tongue, blade of the tongue. He tells you like which part of the tongue is the helps in articulating a particular phoneme. Remember those? Do not forget them, please. Okay, because all these things are interrelated. That is why I have not removed the picture, so that like I was talking about bilabial. In bilabial, the two lips are the primary articulators. And remember, what is alveolar ridge? What is alveolar ridge?
The palate.
The palate. Which palate? The soft palate. Okay, or the hard palate. The hard palate. Yes. Alveolar ridge is something which is just behind the teeth, okay, or just above the teeth. Do not forget here. So he's concerned, a phonetician is concerned with these organs of speech. He tells you how different sounds are produced. Okay, as I was telling you, he studies the position of the tongue, teeth, and vocal cords during the production of sounds, and records and analyzes those sound waves. Phonology, sound patterning. Okay, grammar and semantics. What does semantics mean? Meaning. Okay, these are the bread and butter of linguistics. You cannot imagine linguistics without them. You cannot imagine linguistics without phonetics. You cannot imagine linguistics without phonology. You cannot imagine linguistics without semantics. Grammar again is a core of any language. It's a backbone of any language. Like if you do not have grammatical rules, if you do not have parts of your speech, then the structure of language would fall, it would collapse. So you cannot imagine a language without grammar. These are the bread and butter, the core. They are the core of linguistics.